I have fond memories of playing Contra, blasting alien scum, laser beaming helpless baddies, and struggling to get past the third stage. Well, now I can get past the third stage and still struggle to get further, because Contra returns. Which is also the title of the game. As reluctant as I was to boot up a mobile Contra, I was pleasantly surprised about how Contra Returns is. That doesn't mean it does not possess the usual free-to-play trappings, so let's spin jump into all the tiny details in this Tiny Impressions of Contra Returns. Before we get started, if you enjoy my run-of-the-mill content, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Maybe you're feeling adventurous enough to give a like and a share. Okay, enough selfish self-promotion. Back to the video. Contra Returns is, well, a return to the gameplay that made Contra so engaging. Side-scrolling action blasting do-goodery. All the classic thrills are here and present. Shoot disposable enemies, jump over well-placed obstacles, collect those flying power-up thingies, throw grenades, and of course blast oversized badass bosses in the face. It's a cannonball shot of nostalgic goodness to the gut. The core mechanics are true to the retro game it strives to be. At face value, this is Contra to its core, yet there are some changes to the formula. Some for the better, others because, well, it's a free-to-play mobile game. For one, the control scheme does take some time to get used to. Movement was my biggest enemy, although shooting is nice, as you can move the joystick in any direction while shooting. It took me a few stages to get a grip on its controls, so consider it having a learning curve in that department. Another change is the various game modes presented. It almost feels like a bigger game than the original. There is a one life mode, where you try to survive without getting hit, a boss challenge mode that allows you to relive the epic boss battles you fell in love with, a PvP mode that engulfs you in battles against other players in an arena, and of course my favorite, a team mode, in which you team up with others, just like the days of yesteryear. The real meat and potatoes is the campaign, of course, complete with a full-blown story consisting of voiceovers. I enjoy it for its B-grade one-liner last action hero storyline. It makes no sense, but that's the point.
This is the commander. Bill, I need you to go on a mission.
There's really no end to this.
Looks like our plan for barbecue has to wait.
Going further into the gameplay mechanics requires touching on monetization, so I'll save that for later. First, let's talk about the art style. Was I disappointed that the pixel style is missing? You know I was. Personally, I consider it a missed opportunity, yet the 3D polygons do a fine job of conveying the action happening on screen. Beefy buff dudes and flashy gun-toting gals are presented in pristine character models, while the rest of the game is so-so okay, I guess. Environments could be a tad bit more fleshed out, and some enemies do look low resolution. Graphically, it's not going to blow your mind into another dimension, but just like the heroes of Contra, it gets the job done. I will say I was very surprised by the cinematic feel the game presents. Camera angles zoom and pan out during key moments. This really brought me into the action, especially during boss encounters. And when a boss from the original game shows up, it shows a side-by-side comparison of their pixel look. I enjoyed that little callback for us old school fans. Alright folks, time for the biggie. The monetization is running on all cylinders. Let's start with the obvious. Guns, guns, and more guns. Contra Returns uses a semi-gacha system for gun unlocks. Better guns mean better firepower. You can purchase gems for a chance to earn them. On a side note, the summon animation is one of the best I've ever seen. I mean, look how cool this is. The game also contains all kinds of resources and puzzle piece gathering. Aw yes, those pesky puzzle pieces. New heroes can also be unlocked, although some are given through the campaign. I'll touch on the additional heroes for a moment. I quite enjoy the variations. Each hero has its own special ability, its own style, and its own very cool look. Okay, back to spending money. I didn't see the monetization as a problem at first. That was until about World 3. This is when I was level capped. I couldn't continue the campaign, and I was just left to grind and grind. Spending money would have definitely shortened my frustration. I then began to realize the sweet taste of free fun was only that, a taste. Thankfully, the other game modes provided a relief from the repetition. However, it will only be a matter of time until the level cap rears its ugly head. So is Contra Returns worth a return to the world of Contra? I would say give this game a play. The core gameplay has earned the Contra name. Nothing beats the feeling of unloading thousands of bullets into enemies as they run headfirst into your hot lead. The art style, while not gorgeous, provides a solid foundation for the action. The monetization is definitely a sore thumb to your trigger-happy index finger, so be prepared to face the biggest enemy of all, an empty wallet. Yet that doesn't mean Contra Returns isn't the most Contra fun you'll have on mobile. So if you yearn for the years of muddy Blastoid busters and want that feeling of unstoppable adrenaline while chugging Capri Suns? Then go ahead and give Contra Returns a play. As always, thanks for watching Tiny Little Games. Please subscribe to support my channel, like for more impressions, and ring that notification bell for video updates. Fun fact, the original Contra came out when I was 1 year old. Yeah, you can do the math to find out my age.